Well, hello to you today. I hope you're doing good. I just wanted to give a few devotional thoughts for you today. I thought might be fun. I'm at my office here, and on the way to work this morning, I saw something that I thought was hopefully unusual, but I saw a real good illustration in it. I saw a gentleman riding on some kind of a device on the shoulder of the road I was on. It was a very narrow, busy road with a lot of traffic out on Covington Lake Sawyer Road. And this device was just on the ground with wheels and an engine or motor of some kind. And it was powering on its own. He's rolling down the road on this narrow shoulder. There's no handlebars or anything. It's just like a skateboard on wheels. And you obviously needed a certain amount of balance and agility to be able to stay on this thing. But he's riding up the road and he's on his phone texting. You could see him. He's on his phone texting on this narrow, busy road. And obviously he's very good at riding this thing. But I just thought how dangerous that was. He wasn't focused on what he was doing at all. He was focused on his device. When automobiles crash into one another, they call it an accident. No one wanted it to happen. It was an accident. And I just thought of him being an accident waiting to happen. In any accident, they always assign blame to someone. And somebody wasn't focused well enough. And that's what I want to talk about to you for a couple of minutes here is focus. This gentleman couldn't have been focused on riding very well, at least in my mind. At least I'm not that talented. But in an automobile accident, somebody's not focused usually. And so someone is assigned blame because they were driving dangerously. They weren't as careful or as focused as they should have been. And I've even noticed that even if you are not the one who is to blame for the accident, that often we are partly at blame because we weren't as focused as we should have been. We are taught in driving school to drive defensively. That means you pay attention to what's going on around you. You are analyzing at all times the situation. Not that you're driving in fear or with nervousness, but you're just aware, you're focused, you're paying attention to what you're doing. So often accidents are caused because experienced people get so comfortable at driving that they're not focused. It just becomes a reaction. We drive without hardly even thinking about it. But I was thinking how much that applies to our spiritual walk, that we don't stay focused like we should. There's a portion of scripture in Hebrews chapter 12 where it says that we are to fix our eyes on Jesus, the author and the finisher of our faith. That's how we walk by faith. We keep our eyes on Jesus. And that's very important. Jesus used these words in the Sermon on the Mount. He said that we cannot serve two masters, that we're going to only serve one. He also talked about the fact that where our treasure is, there our heart will be also. So focus is a very important thing in our lives. We need to focus when we're driving a vehicle. We need to focus, really, it's so many things in life. In marriage, we need to be focused on the person that we're married to. If we're not, problems begin to appear because we're not focused where we ought to be. And in our spiritual walk, it is so important that we be focused, that we be paying attention to what we are doing. I love the words of the prophet Isaiah in chapter 26, verse 3. He says that God will keep you in perfect peace if your mind is stayed upon him because you trust him. So if you are going through a time in your spiritual walk where you're not very full of joy and peace, and you feel kind of lost, you probably have lost your focus. It becomes important to pay attention. So I want to encourage you this morning. Don't be like those who are in accidents because they didn't focus. Even the innocent party in an accident is often not focused as they should have been. I know that's been true for me. And I want to encourage you this morning or this day to fix your thoughts on Jesus, the author and finisher of your faith, and keep your mind stayed upon the Lord. And he will give you, according to the Hebrew scripture there, shalom, shalom, perfect peace, because you trust him. And so always, always be paying attention, and God is there ready to meet with you. I hope that was helpful for you. God bless.